So for this look, you want to divide off the hair in front of both ears, and then we'll start by adding some texture spray, or in my case, I'm using Kenra's dry thickening spray to add some thickness and texture to the main part of my hair. Next, divide off the top half of your hair and just twist it up and out of the way. You can use a duckbill clip like I will, or go ahead and use a jaw clip if your hair is a little bit thicker. We'll be starting on the bottom section, so go ahead and tease it a little bit. Use the fine tooth end of your comb. That's going to give you a nice tease. And don't tease it too much, because you'll see in a minute here we'll need to tie it in 2 knots to sort of establish the foundation of the updo. But the point of teasing is to create a little bit more volume and fullness at the base, because everything else will build on top of it, and this way it won't be too flat and flush right against your head. All I did here was tie my hair in a knot, and then I'm using bobby pins to secure it in place. It doesn't matter where you put those bobby pins in, because it will all be hidden. Just make sure it holds your hair. And you can see there I just tied it in a knot, and it's sort of off to the side a little bit, but mostly at the lower part of my hairline. Notice how loosely and gently I'm holding the hair, and all I did was grab it and sort of wrap it around where we tied those 2 knots. And I will just take bobby pins in and make sure that whole section is secured. The goal is for it to be a little bit of a loop, but I didn't want it to be too perfect. I want this look to be kind of soft and romantic. So you can see it sort of falling out a little bit. Don't fuss too much about having every hair in place, because once you get the top done, before we move on to the sides, you'll still have a chance to go in and tweak it. My favorite soft way to finish sort of the top of an updo is to just twist it and pin it right on top of whatever you were working on the bottom half of your hair. So I've sort of twisted that top section over like I did in the old classic half French twist. And then with the hair that remains, I'm just continuing to twist, not tightly, but more wrap in sort of a loop or circle shape, and pin it right on top of where it's naturally wanting to go. You don't want to pull your hair too far or stretch it too far the other way, because it'll look too flat and tight. So just sort of follow the lead of the bends of your hair, tuck any loose hairs under, and then you can get any of those fine pieces that are sticking out, like you can see on the right side here, once you take a look at the back. So getting started on the sides, simply divide it in half and then twist the 2 halves around each other. And then, like you see me do when I'm stretching and softening my braids, we're going to do the same thing with the twist. This just makes it a little bit softer and bigger, and I think it flows a little bit better with an updo. It's not like this tight, maybe sort of juvenile twist. It almost won't look like a twist anymore, but when you see it from the right angle, it'll look really cool on top of sort of the looped updo. Pull that twist around to the back, and wherever you feel like it'll naturally fit, just go ahead and put it right in there. Ideally, you want to cover the pins that you use to secure the top half of your updo down. So if you want to pull it a little bit higher than what you would naturally go for, do that, and it'll sort of settle and rest. And you also have this right side that you're about to start on to make up the difference in putting that twist too high on your left. You can always fill in that gap with this right twist here. And the end result is just so soft and pretty. It's easily like a romantic formal style, but it could also, I think, be really cute and casual if you loosened up the bottom half a little bit. If you do this style and share a photo on Instagram, I would love to see it, so make sure to use hashtag #SmallThingsHair.